Our guest tonight is Roy Hall, a man of high character, a former Buckeye receiver, a former Indianapolis Colt, and the man who is mostly responsible for Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame career in the NFL. Roy's also one of our favorite guests. I promise you'll be entertained tonight. And with that, welcome to Wall-to-Wall Sports, delivered by Donano's. I'm Dave Holmes.
And I'm Kayla Anderson. We have a packed show for you tonight. Plenty of college basketball later, but we start with our buddy Roy Hall.
Peyton's nothing without you.
Nope. Nothing at all. Hall of Fame speech, like 2022 or whatever year it is, he's going to name drop big time. Front row, I'm there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, we talk football with you all the time, but you do a lot of work in Central Ohio as the president of the Driven Foundation. What is the mission of Driven?
Well, 3 words: perseverance, resilience, and assistance. And anytime you have a platform, you have to use it to help other people. Being a former Buckeye, being a former NFL ball player, I understand that my purpose on this earth was not to catch a football, it was to help other people catch their dreams. And so with our Driven Foundation, we're able to create avenues for families and young people around the state of Ohio to get built back up, to build them internally so that they can go out and achieve some of their dreams. Over the last 5 years, we've been able to distribute over 600,000 pounds of free food to over 5,400 area families. And so we're just excited to be able to use that Buckeye brand for much more than just cheering in the shoe.
How did you decide to get into charity work after your football career then?
Well, the biggest influence was Coach Tressel. And when I came out of high school, it really wasn't about giving back. It really wasn't about serving. It was about coming to Ohio State to get to the league. And then when you got here and saw the influence that you could have on young people and the influence that you could have on families just by showing up wearing scarlet and gray, signing a few autographs, you realize that it has to go beyond what you want in your own life. And so Coach Tressel had a huge momentum swing in my life when it comes to giving back and using what I have to bless other people.
Well, good stuff, Roy. Now it's time, though, to play our new game, Wall of 10. Okay, here's how it works. Roy, I'm going to ask you 10 questions. Let's take a look at the topics here. Some of these are football, some are other sports, some are totally random. Kayla's going to pitch in her 2 cents as well. Roy, you ready?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Topic number 1, it's called No RSVP. Roy, NFL Combine is this weekend. You were not invited. Have you ever gotten over that snub?
You know what? I haven't gotten over it, but it was actually a blessing in disguise, or I just call it a blessing. I mean, I was able to perform in my NFL Pro Day, ran a 4.32, just a little bit slower than Curtis Samuel today, just a little bit slower, but at 230 pounds, I had an opportunity to showcase what I can do. I don't know if I would have been able to perform like that at the Combine, but I did on my Pro Day.
Have you ever been to the Combine?
I've never been there, but I've been inside that stadium.
Yeah.
Lucas Oil Stadium was my home turf for a little bit. So, you know, I played in Lucas Oil Stadium when it counted.
Sure, okay. That works. I like it.
I like it. Question number 2. Let's stay at the Combine. Roy, when I see these guys running around cones, I think, how on earth does this tell me if you're a good football player? Am I missing something? Is this silly to me?
No, so what they're doing is showing you what we used to do growing up. You put cones out there, you run to the tree, you make a right, and then you go make a button hook around the car. And so what they're trying to figure out is how good these guys were when they were little kids, and if they still have that creativity. That 3-cone drill just kind of puts guys in position to show how fast they could change direction. But at the end of the day, they're football players, and this is just entertainment for these guys. The 40-yard dash for me is the only thing that matters. Those cone drills don't really tell the tale of how good they are.
You've done them, though. So what was your time then?
6.8 something fast for 230 pounds.
Did you make it through the cones, though?
Yeah, I made it through, and at the end I wanted to kick him over because I thought the drill was nonsense too.
So we could technically get a faster time than you, maybe?
No, you probably couldn't.
Okay.
No, you don't think?
Too much pressure.
I was dreaming.
Let's go to category 3 here. You almost answered this, okay, from the Combine. What drill is the best indicator of actual NFL ability?
40-yard dash.
Okay.
Test explosiveness, discipline, and for the most part, just your training. All these guys go to these nice fancy places with the sun shining, and they got these big-time groups behind them talking about their training. Can you come in under pressure in front of NFL GMs and run that quote-unquote 4.3 that you've been telling people you could run for the last 4 years of your life and do it when it really counts?
2 guys did it today.
Yes. Curtis Samuel went 4.31.
Yeah.
And then you saw John Ross there, a record 4.22.
That's
Holy
incredible.
Smokes.
Did you know that? Yeah.
I mean, I heard about it. I just didn't believe it until I saw it on the screen. But Curtis was flying today. I realized he was really fast when he opened up, caught a 75-yard touchdown pass this year. And I'm like, he has a nice stride. But that 4.22 is unbelievable. The fastest in NFL Combine history.
And they just so happen to be from the school that I don't like, Washington.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
West Coast boys. Okay. Question 4. Spring practice starts for Ohio State on Tuesday. Biggest question mark for this football team?
Can JT Barrett clean up those areas that we complained about last year? Can he be as accurate as we know him to be? Will he be the leader that he was last year? Can he get these young receivers to make plays down the field early and often? We didn't have a deep threat the last end of the season last year, and so we need to make sure that those receivers are up to speed, that they come out ready to block. We know that Mike Weber's going to get a huge dose of the offense this year, just riding his back, but the young receivers have to get up to speed, and that's JT Barrett's job to make sure they do so.
Yeah, I'm interested to see some of these young guys, too. I mean, Urban gets these guys here because he gives opportunities for these guys to play right away. So it should be interesting to see some of that, too.
Especially in the secondary. Okay, Question 5. March Madness is almost here. What's better, Roy, the College Football Final Four or the NCAA Tournament?
College football Final Four, hands down. I mean, you take the top 4 college teams in the country and put them and pair them. I mean, Ohio State, Alabama 2 or 3 years ago, that game, and then leading into Ohio State, Oregon, we got to see 2 huge bowl games in almost consecutive weeks. There's nothing like that in college football. March Madness, I get it. Anybody can come out and win on any given day, and it's fun. It's good to fill out your bracket and lose most of the time. But in this particular case, it's worth a little bit more, in my opinion, when you have those 4 top teams going at it.
I'm going to go with March Madness just because, you know, I come from Washington State. We have Gonzaga there. They've obviously been a team that's made it to the tournament every single year. I've always considered March Madness a holiday, and I know some people do. They actually call off work the first, day of the tournament because there's so much basketball going on.
I just don't like the fact that people can just guess and then still win off of it. You know, you don't even have to be a fan and you can win with a bracket.
The semifinals have stunk in the college football playoff. They've stunk.
That's just because we didn't win this year.
No, I'm saying they're best. Bring back the BCS. Don't tweet at me. That's a joke. That's a joke. All right. Question number 6. Cavs just added Darren Williams and Andrew Bogut. Okay, we have Kevin Durant injured with the Warriors. Are your Cavs now the favorites to win the NBA title?
My Cavs, because I'm from Cleveland?
Well, I don't really know if you root for them, but I know you're from Cleveland.
Okay, the Cavs are the favorite until Kevin Durant comes back, especially after you hit 25 record-setting three-pointers last night. Kyrie Irving with 43 points, LeBron with 38. Everybody in Cleveland's going nuts, but it's still about 20 games left in the regular season. You have to get through the playoffs. You have to get through the regular season unscathed and not injured, and hopefully you end up in the finals and be in position to win.
So he said he kind of questioned Cavs as his team.
Right.
So are you saying there's another team that you actually root for?
I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not going to tell my personal business on air. There are other teams that are playing well. There are other teams that are playing well. I like the Cavs, but it won't be until the finals where I can really position myself to root for them.
Something to question in the future. Okay.
Cleveland needs to put its arms around you, Roy.
Yeah, they need to.
All right, well, question number 7. NASCAR season is underway. Kurt Busch just won the Daytona 500. Roy Hall, can you name 3 NASCAR drivers?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I said it. That was the first one.
Okay.
You said Kurt Busch.
No, you can't use the one I gave you. Okay, that's fine. That's 2.
And,
that's 2.
Come on, come on. Brrr, he's been real good the past, 10 years.
Are there any black drivers? If it was, I would know them.
there really is not.
No, we passed Black History Month. No, I got nothing for you.
Okay, that's not bad, Dale.
Dale Earnhardt Sr.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
I love
There
it.
it is.
I was looking. So Jimmy Johnson is the one
Jimmy
I thought
Johnson,
you might. Okay, so you do know the name.
I know his name.
Jeff Gordon ring a bell?
Jeff Gordon, too. Yeah.
Tony Stewart?
He retired, though, didn't he?
He did.
There you go. Look at this.
Look at. I'm impressed, Roy.
NASCAR analyst Roy Hall.
Brad Doherty did it. I can do it.
That's
there
right.
You go.
Cavs, baby.
That's right. Number 43. Okay, question 8. We talked about the Driven Foundation earlier. What's one piece of advice you wish you would have gotten in high school? That's deep.
Just watch the people that you keep around you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when you start tossing out your dreams and goals and what you want to accomplish in life, the people around you will say it's impossible because it's impossible for them. And so sometimes you start to digest the negativity that they're putting in your mind based on what you're listening to. But if you just get the courage to walk away from even some of the people that are closest to you, maybe a cousin, maybe a dad, maybe an uncle, maybe your best friend who doesn't necessarily believe in you, if you just keep pursuing what's in your heart and in your spirit, you can go far.
The advice that I wish I would have been given was do not pluck my eyebrows to the point where I had none left. So I know that's not not on the serious note, but ladies out there, please, just leave your eyebrows where they are or get them professionally done.
Wow. The advice I would have gotten, goodness, I wish someone would have told me to only go after girls in my league, because I got a lot of no's in high school.
Oh,
but it got you closer to a yes.
That's what they say, you know? I mean, hey, you can, anyway.
We go from motivation to eyebrow.
I'm going to start crying. You'll see it in the HD here. Okay, question number 9. Disney is remaking Beauty and the Beast. They're going live action.
Yeah.
What animated movie or show would you like to see come to life?
Well, here's the problem. All the animated movies growing up were comic book movies that I wanted to see, like X-Men, Spider-Man, Iron Man. They all came out. Okay. So I went all the way back to the Thundercats.
Yep.
I don't know if anyone remembers the Thundercats. Lion-O, Tigra, Panther. I think his name was Panther, but I know Lion-O. I didn't realize till I got older that he was actually like a lion, and that's why his name was Lion-O. But if they made this into a movie, I promise you people will go see it. Power Rangers is coming out again.
Power Rangers is coming out. I chose Archer. I don't know if anybody's seen Archer. It's a kind of an adult type of cartoon, but really funny humor. Kind of reminds me of like some of the characters that we work with right here in this show. It's funny. So if you haven't watched it, you should go check it out.
Looks to be inappropriate.
Mine would have been Scooby-Doo, but they did it. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Can you do that? Can you do that? Here we go.
Oh, like Zoink, Scooby-Doo. Right? Let's get some peanut butter pizza.
And that's why you got those nose. That's why you got those nose.
All right, question number 10. That hurts. All right, finally, I know you do work with kids a lot, okay? You're kind of a coach in a way. I want to know what you think of this guy. We're going to roll some video here. This is a youth basketball coach, and I don't think he has the idea. Okay, now look. He notices, okay, one of his kids gets the ball, and he starts going the other way. Now, rather than just say stop, here's what he does.
Give me that.
He goes full-on Mutombo.
That's awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I mean, is this the right way to coach these kids?
This is the perfect way to coach these kids. Look, I'm not going to allow you to go out into the street without looking both ways. I'm going to make sure that you know to never shoot at the other basket. From the time this kid is 4 until he's 18, he's going to be looking over his shoulder to watch for that guy coming.
Boy, the kid's going to have nightmares.
Well,
that's all right. That's great coaching. Listen, undisciplined kids need to be disciplined.
Can Driven raise some money to get him some therapy? That kid's going to need it in 15
years. No, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. If he's tough, he'll come back. I mean, he's a little guy. Isaiah Thomas is balling right now for the Boston Celtics.
He is.
So he got to go against those big giants and understand. He got to learn how to finish. Hit him with a Euro step. He could have finished on this coach.
Roy, you're great. That was a great time playing Wall and Ted here. We're not done, though, on Wall-to-Wall Sports delivered by Donato's.
That is right. Busy day for college basketball. The men's basketball team finished the regular season today, while the women's team tried to qualify for the Big Ten championship game. We'll have more on that coming up.